Hi guys, my name is Madison Bergen and today I'm going to be giving my practice persuasive speech. All throughout my time growing up, I always remember hearing the unbelievable stories that my uncle would tell us about his time in the Stockton police force and all of the crazy things that he would usually witness. The stories that would stand out the most to me would have to be all of the crazy ones he told about the women who were involved in prostitution and how dangerous it is for them. I always thought of prostitution as a very bad thing and never really understood how some women could even do it. Today, I see that it is becoming more and more common for women to become involved in this. Some women are forced into this, and some women simply do it because they feel like they have to. According to Insider, authored by Aaron Fuchs, in Last Access on April 27th of 2021, a study of San Francisco prostitutes found that 82% had been assaulted and 68% had actually been raped while working as prostitutes. Today, we are going to learn and discuss the need for legalization of prostitution in the U.S., why it is a problem, the effects, and the solution. We have a serious problem. The prohibition of prostitution in the United States damages society and puts even more lives in danger. According to Harvard's Civil Liberties Law Review, authored by don't have that yet, and last accessed on April 27th of 2021, prostitution is an incredibly dangerous profession, especially for all of the women involved. Sexual assault, forced drug addiction, physical abuse, and death are all common in this industry. Being in this industry creates a lot of unknown dangers for women. Participating in prostitution creates a lot of issues for women, like the few that I mentioned above. How do you know that the car you will be getting into that night will be safe? How are you certain that you will not be abused on the job? And how do you know that you won't be taken advantage of? The correct answers to these questions is you don't know. You really do not know what you're getting yourself into as soon as you decide to join this industry. It doesn't always work out for everybody who decides they want to participate in prostitution. It is a dangerous world, and you can never really be certain on who you are dealing with. Women are really afraid to report crimes and risk of being arrested. And reviewing the article Why Women Are Afraid to Report Rape by R. Gallius and last accessed on April 27th of 2021, the police are more likely to dismiss sexual assaults as no rape at all, especially when it comes to women of minority and prostitutes. Although sexual assault and rape can be communicated to the police, a lot of these women are very afraid to report it. Since cops are more likely to dismiss rape from a sexual assault claim, women are afraid to even admit what truly even happened to them. This is absolutely terrifying for women all over the place. Imagine having to or wanting to participate in this industry, having a bad night, and then your worst nightmare comes true. All of a sudden, no one believes you because of what you do for work. Although it is not fair or right for these women to be treated this way, it is just the reality of the situation. These women already have it tough, and now they feel as if they cannot even go to the police or they will get in trouble. We know that this is a huge problem, but have you ever thought about the devastating effects? There are some pretty significant effects of prostitution not being legalized. Prostitutes can't make legal money and are labeled as criminals. Prostitution does not allow you to make legal money. Since prostitution is considered illegal in every state, except for some parts of Nevada, these women are not able to consider any of their profits legal. Think about it. Let's say your state decided to legalize prostitution. Now the city and state would be collecting large amounts of money due to taxing these women on their earnings. Prostitutes are labeled as criminals. According to the article Why Sex Work Should Be Decriminalized, last accessed on April 27th of 2021, a government should not be telling consenting adults who they can have sexual relations with and on what terms. A lot of people look at prostitutes as criminals for doing the work that they do. Although it may seem this way, I do not believe that to be true. Prostitution should be looked at as a form of work. Like I mentioned before, a lot of these women participate in this because they have to or because they need the money. As you can see, these effects are truly devastating, so let's discuss the solution. There is a clear solution: creating legislation that allows sex workers to be considered normal workers and not labeled as criminals. In addition, permitting them to gain and obtain legal employment. Legalizing prostitution will not only allow for these women to feel safer, but to stop participating in this industry illegally. In interviewing my uncle, he states that the only thing that will remotely start to clear up any issues with prostitution and involving sexual assaults, states will need to start legalizing prostitution. This creates a better and safer environment for everyone involved. Gaining legal employment. In furthering my research, an article by Insider, authored by Aaron Fuchs, and last accessed on April 27th of 2021, states that legalized prostitution can require sex workers to use condoms and get tested for sexually transmitted disease. Gaining legal employment would allow for these women to feel safer and practice safer habits. Like I mentioned before, states can require regular testing for those who participate in the industry. This allows for an improvement in working condition for these women, and like I mentioned earlier, for them to feel safer. Today, we went ahead and learned why it is important for the U.S. to legalize prostitution and protect rights of sex workers. According to Insider, authored by Aaron Fuchs and last accessed on April 27th of 2021, a study of San Francisco prostitutes found that 82% had been assaulted, while 68% had been raped while working as prostitutes, which I had mentioned earlier. We looked at the problems, effects, and solutions. Remember, according to the Harvard Civil Law Review, last accessed on April 27th of 2021, we should legalize prostitution, impose strict regulations, and construct comprehensive support systems that allow for sex workers to do their job safely. It was always very fascinating to hear my uncle speak about all of these terrible things prostitutes would have to put up with and deal with. I never really realized how bad things really were in this industry until my uncle brought them to my attention. It is a dangerous world out there, and I believe it is important to make sure everyone is kept safe. I ask, does one's decision to prohibit prostitution come from a place of morality, or control? Thank you.